Everyone says that if a guy isn't reaching out, it means he's not interested. But that's not true. A man's silence is much more complicated than that. If you don't really understand what his quietness means, you'll keep getting it wrong. After helping many women wonder why he doesn't call, why he ignores messages or disappears without a word, I discovered something surprising. The real problem isn't that women can't read the signs, it's that they've been taught to misunderstand what male silence really means. Today, we're going to clear up all the confusion once and for all. A man's silence isn't random or some mysterious puzzle with no answer. It's actually a clear sign, a window into what's going on inside him. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle it when he doesn't reach out without losing your calm, your peace, or your sense of power.
Now, before you say, "I already know this," let me ask you. The last time he didn't message you for 2 days, did you manage to keep your energy steady? Did you avoid checking your phone over and over? Did you stop yourself from imagining all the what-if stories in your head? If your answer is no, then stick with me till the end. Because as Carl Jung said, everything that annoys us about others can actually teach us about ourselves. Here's where Stoicism comes in. It helps you understand his distance without losing your own power. And no, it's not about becoming cold or uncaring. It's about staying steady and centered, no matter what's happening around you. This might sound tough, but you need to hear it. Sometimes a man's silence is an unconscious way to see how you react when he pulls away. Not all men do it on purpose, but many do. And sadly, it often works.
Have you ever caught yourself sending casual messages after he's gone quiet for days? "Hey, how are you? Is everything okay? I haven't heard from you." You ask if he's all right. You explain why you didn't text first. If you do this, he's seeing exactly what he wanted. Proof that you're emotionally dependent on his attention. And here's the part that breaks my heart the most. Many amazing, smart women run businesses, raise kids alone, and overcome huge challenges, completely lose their confidence when it comes to understanding male silence. They turn into insecure versions of themselves just because he didn't reply. Some men, whether they mean to or not, pull away just to see if you'll chase after them. If their absence shakes your whole world, if you feel like you need them to feel okay, then unknowingly, you're part of a psychological test. Your reaction shows them exactly how much power they have over you.
Here's the truth nobody tells you. Every time you panic or change how you feel because he's silent, you're handing over power that isn't his to take. You're teaching him he can control your emotions, even when he's not even there. But here's the most important thing. Stoicism reminds us that your worth isn't about who contacts you. It's about how steady and strong you stay when they don't. A woman who stays grounded when he doesn't call, who keeps living her life as usual and doesn't let his absence shake her energy, that's the woman who truly holds the power. Imagine this. When she doesn't react to his silence, and he eventually comes back, because he will, he finds someone who wasn't waiting around for him. He finds a woman who kept moving forward, working, creating, and connecting with her own life. And trust me, he feels that difference right away.
Have you ever experienced this? Felt like you had to prove you weren't needy, especially when you actually needed him the most? That inner conflict is exactly where our power slips away. Now, here's a truth that might sting, but will set you free. Sometimes his silence isn't punishment or manipulation. It's not about you at all. Often, he's just focused on his own goals, his own pursuits or distractions. He's prioritizing himself. And honestly, In many cases, that's exactly what he should be doing. Men have a way of separating different parts of their lives in a way that can be confusing for women. They might be completely focused on work, dealing with family matters, or chasing personal goals, and during that time, their relationships take a back seat. This doesn't mean they don't care about you. It's just how they handle things internally. For you, this can feel really frustrating, especially when you're making time for him, thinking about him, sending messages, and trying to keep the connection alive, but he seems distant or disconnected. But here's the important insight that can change everything. His silence is actually an opportunity for you to turn your attention back to yourself. It's like the universe telling you, while he's busy with his world, focus on building your own. Think about it. When was the last time you went a few days without constantly wondering if he had messaged you? When did you last get so caught up in your own life, your own goals, that you forgot to check your phone for his texts? Or when did you wake up feeling excited about something you were going to do instead of waiting and hoping for something from him?
These questions might feel uncomfortable because they show how much of your emotional happiness you've given away to someone else. How often does your mood depend on whether he texts you or pays attention? But here's the truth. You weren't born to revolve around anyone else. You are your own whole universe, with your own dreams, goals, and priorities. You have a life to create, important moments to reach, people to love, and amazing experiences to enjoy. So while he's busy in his own world, focus on building yours. While he's quiet, find your own voice. And when he pulls away, use that time to come closer to yourself. Here's what happens when you truly focus on your own life. When he comes back, and he will, eventually, he won't find a woman waiting around for him. Instead, he'll find a woman who's busy, focused, full of stories to share, working on exciting projects, and living a life that's inviting and vibrant. He'll meet a woman who doesn't need him to be happy, who never paused her life just to wait for his attention, or stopped her world when he went silent. And believe me, he will feel that difference right away. There's a completely different energy in someone who's happy and whole on her own versus someone who constantly needs outside approval to feel okay. Now here comes the hard truth, the part many don't want to admit but must face with courage. Yes, sometimes silence really does mean disinterest. It's harsh, but it's true. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you stop fighting a losing battle against reality, and the faster you free yourself from illusions that only drain your energy.
After years of seeing women hold on tightly to men who clearly don't put in the effort, I've learned this. The real problem isn't losing someone. It's attachment. Attachment to an idea, a hope, or what could be, instead of accepting what actually is. Think about the difference between a woman who suffers for years over a man who doesn't value her and one who lets go quickly. The woman who frees herself fast knows that if he leaves, it's because something better is coming. She doesn't waste time trying to convince someone to love her. She doesn't wear herself out trying to prove her worth to someone who can't see it. That woman understands that true love doesn't need chasing, convincing, or losing yourself just to keep someone interested. Here's something that might sound tough, but it's a truth you need to hear. A man who loses interest without any good reason, who disappears without explaining, who can't communicate his feelings respectfully, he's actually doing you a favor. He's showing you who he really is before you waste more time, energy, or hope on him. He's revealing his emotional maturity, his respect for you, and his communication skills. And if those are missing, do you really want to build something serious with him?
Exactly. Stoicism reminds us to keep our own peace by not taking on burdens that don't belong to us. His silence isn't a reflection of your value or who you are. It's often a sign of his own struggles, which have nothing to do with you. Maybe he's anxious and can't find the words to share it. Maybe he's feeling low or overwhelmed, but doesn't want to bring you into that darkness. Or maybe he's stressed about things like money or personal challenges and feels he needs to sort himself out before he can be fully present. The key is to remember that his issues aren't your fault, and you don't have to fix them or carry them for him. Your strength comes from understanding this boundary, loving yourself enough not to lose your balance when he's dealing with his own battles. When you accept that, you protect your energy, your peace, and your power, and that makes all the difference. The universe has its own mysterious ways of protecting you. Sometimes that protection shows up as silence. Believe it or not, sometimes the best answer you can get is no answer at all, because in that absence, there's a powerful message waiting for you. When you change how you see this silence, everything shifts. Instead of thinking, he's not interested because I'm not enough, you start thinking, what is his silence really telling me about him? But we also have to face an important truth. Many men simply weren't taught how to express their emotions well. Their silence might be their way of dealing with stress, confusion, or their own emotional struggles. Society often teaches men that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness, that talking about feelings is not manly, and that they should solve problems on their own. So when things get tough emotionally, their natural reaction is to pull away, stay quiet, and disconnect. Not because they don't care, but because that's how they cope. This isn't about blaming men. It's about understanding the patterns that many of them have learned since childhood. When he goes silent, it might mean he's overwhelmed or unsure how to share what he's feeling. It doesn't always mean he's uninterested or doesn't care. But, and this is important, it also doesn't mean you have to wait around and guess what's going on inside his head. Absolutely. This is a really important point. Knowing why he's silent or distant doesn't mean you have to put up with it forever. Being compassionate and empathetic isn't the same as ignoring your own feelings or needs. It's okay to care about what he's going through, but you also have the right to set boundaries. Your responsibility is to decide what works for you in a relationship. Can you handle those long silences and the way he deals with emotions? Or do you need someone who communicates better and shows up more consistently? Understanding his behavior helps you make an informed choice, but it doesn't mean you have to accept it if it's hurting you or making you feel unstable. So, compassion and understanding are powerful, but they don't mean unlimited tolerance. You get to decide what you deserve and what kind of relationship truly supports your happiness and peace. Your peace and your power come from knowing your worth doesn't depend on his ability to communicate or stay connected. It means recognizing when silence is a sign of something deeper and when it's a red flag that you shouldn't ignore. It means setting boundaries that protect your heart while still allowing space for understanding. So, the next time he pulls away or stops reaching out, don't rush to fill the silence with anxiety or endless questions. Instead, ask yourself, is this silence about him needing time, or is it a sign that he can't meet me where I am? And no matter the answer, remember, your life, your happiness, and your growth don't have to wait for anyone's approval or attention. You are whole, strong, and enough, whether he calls or stays silent.
This is such a powerful shift in thinking. Instead of feeling hurt or anxious when he's silent, what if you saw it as a chance to turn inward,
to focus on yourself and your growth. His silence isn't a problem to fix or a sign you need to chase harder. It's actually an opportunity to invest in your own dreams, your passions, and your happiness. Imagine replacing the question, "Why isn't he reaching out?" with, "What amazing things can I do while he's not here?" Instead of waiting anxiously for his message, you start sending love and attention to yourself. This time can be your moment to reconnect with old friends, finish that course you started, pick up new hobbies, or get back to taking care of your body and mind. True power isn't about trying to control or change others. It's about mastering how you respond to situations. So while he stays quiet, you get stronger. While he's absent, you become more present, fully engaged with your own life, your own growth, and your own joy. That's the real strength. I've seen this happen over and over. Women who take a man's silence and turn it into fuel for their own growth. Instead of waiting around, they launch new businesses, go back to school, reconnect with old friends, or rediscover passions they had pushed aside while focusing too much on the relationship. And here's the amazing part. When he comes back and sees a woman who has grown stronger, more confident, and whole on her own, everything shifts. You're no longer the woman who waits anxiously for his attention. You become the woman who makes her own choices, who leads her own life, and who holds her own power. That's a complete game changer in any relationship. ChatGPT said, "Here's a truth that many miss. Men are naturally attracted to women who have full, vibrant lives outside of the relationship, not to women who depend on them to feel complete, but to those who want them without desperately needing them." This might be the most important lesson of all. Silence cuts through the noise and distractions, leaving you face to face with yourself. And that's where the crucial question comes up, the one that shapes everything. Who are you when he doesn't reply? That question can feel tough, but it's absolutely necessary. It shows you exactly where your true power is and where you might be giving it away. When he doesn't respond, do you lose yourself? Do you feel empty or start doubting everything about who you are? Do anxiety, insecurity, or neediness take over? Or do you become a woman who is strong, calm, and whole all on her own? Your power lies not in his presence, but in your peace. And that, my friend, is unstoppable. Now that you understand the 6 real reasons why men go silent, the most important question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Knowing why he's quiet is just the beginning. Real change happens when you take action, when you apply these insights in your everyday life. So, next time he doesn't reach out, before you grab your phone or send a message, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Not what you want or expect from him, but what you truly need. Do you need calm and peace? Maybe some movement or exercise? Could you call a friend, focus on a passion project, or just spend time doing something that makes you happy? Then give yourself that. Meet your own needs instead of waiting for him to do it. Here's the powerful part. When you become your own source of love, attention, and care, when you treat yourself with the respect and kindness you deserve, you'll start attracting people who treat you the same way. That's the true magic of owning your power and your life. Remember, your worth isn't tied to someone else's attention or silence. It lives inside you, in your strength, your passions, your peace. When you own that truth, you no longer chase, you attract. You no longer wait, you create. You no longer lose yourself, you find your true power. So next time he doesn't reach out, use that moment as a chance to reconnect with the most important person in your life, you. Because the best relationship you'll ever have is the one you build with yourself. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts or experiences below.
Let's support each other on this journey of growth and self-love. His silence isn't a signal to chase after him. It's actually an invitation to come back to yourself. Each time he doesn't reach out and you stay calm, each time he doesn't reply and you keep living your life, each time he disappears, but you don't disappear from your own world, you're building something powerful that no one can take away: your personal strength. And here's something I want you to truly feel deep inside. This power isn't just about attracting better men, it's about living a better life. It means sleeping peacefully at night, waking up excited for your day, and making choices from a place of clarity instead of fear. Because understanding that you shouldn't chase a man who isn't chasing you is one thing, but truly feeling it in your heart, knowing you deserve someone who makes an effort, who communicates honestly, who doesn't leave you wondering about where you stand, that's a whole different level. When you fully embrace this truth, something amazing happens. You stop wasting energy on someone who isn't showing up for you, and you start showing up for yourself, your dreams, your happiness, your peace. You stop waiting for his attention to feel worthy, and instead, you become the woman who knows her worth no matter what. This doesn't mean you stop caring or close your heart. It means you care in a way that protects you. You love yourself enough to set boundaries, to expect respect, and to walk away when those things aren't met. Because real love, the kind that's healthy and lasting, comes from two whole people choosing each other, not from one person trying to fill a void in the other. So next time he's silent, remember, it's your moment to shine, your moment to reconnect with what makes you unique and unstoppable, not by chasing his attention, but by owning your own life. What I've seen time and again in women who go through this change is powerful. They stop making excuses for the behavior they used to accept. They stop justifying men who don't put them first. They stop settling for small scraps of attention when they truly deserve the whole feast.
And here's the most freeing part. When you stop chasing someone who isn't chasing you, you create space for someone who will. When you stop giving your energy to one-sided relationships, that energy stays with you, and you can use it to build something much better. I've had women come back to tell me, "I can't believe I used to tolerate so much silence. I can't believe I used to panic over someone who clearly wasn't interested. I can't believe I let my self-worth depend so much on male attention." That is the true transformation. It's not just about changing how you respond to silence. It's about changing what you're willing to accept. It's about raising your standards and changing your relationship with yourself.
When a woman truly knows her worth, when she doesn't panic or get anxious for attention, and when she feels completely happy on her own, she naturally shines. This energy pulls people in, not because she's trying to manipulate, but because she's genuinely authentic. Not because she needs others, but because she is whole on her own. I want you to remember something really important. Not every woman reaches this place of strength and confidence at the same pace. For some, it takes going through hard, painful experiences to wake up to their own power. Others might understand it quickly and naturally. And both ways are completely okay. What truly matters isn't how fast you get there, it's that you're committed to moving forward. That every single day you make choices that bring you closer to becoming that strong, grounded woman. The kind of woman who never has to beg for love because she already knows she deserves it, no questions asked. His silence could mean many things. It might be a test, a distraction, an internal struggle, or maybe just a simple lack of interest. But what really counts is how you respond to that silence. Your reaction shows who you really are. It decides whether you come out of this situation feeling weaker or feeling more powerful.
And here's what I see again and again. Women who turn their challenges into chances to grow, who treat obstacles like lessons, who change their pain into strength. Those women become unstoppable, not only in love, but in every part of their lives. The skills you develop to stay calm and steady when a man goes silent are the very same skills that help you succeed in all parts of your life. These include not taking things personally, keeping your confidence strong no matter what others do, and staying focused on your goals even when distractions come your way. So next time he doesn't reach out, don't waste your energy asking yourself, "What did I do wrong?" Instead, ask, "What can I do right?" Instead of waiting for him, use that time to find yourself. Instead of chasing after him, create a life so exciting and fulfilling that he wants to be part of it. Not because you need him, but because he admires who you are. Replace the question, "Why isn't he texting me?" with, "What can I create today?" Instead of constantly checking your phone, focus on your goals. And rather than overthinking his last message, think about your next steps forward. At the end of the day, it's not just about trying to figure out why a man is silent. It's about building a strong, rich, and complete inner world that no one's silence can shake. It's about creating a life full of purpose, passion, and happiness that doesn't depend on anyone else's presence. When you become whole on your own, anyone who comes into your life is a gift, not something you absolutely need to feel complete.
Your answer to this question changes everything. It shapes how men see you, the kind of relationships you attract, and whether your power is genuine or just borrowed. This is the clear line between a woman who lives for male attention and a woman who lives from her own inner strength. The first falls apart in silence. The second thrives in solitude. And here's the beautiful truth. The woman who blooms in solitude doesn't need constant validation to feel worthy. She understands that her value comes from within, not from someone else's messages or calls. She builds her life around her passions, her dreams, and her own growth. When silence comes, it doesn't shake her, it strengthens her. Because real power isn't about controlling others' actions or waiting for their approval. It's about owning your space, your emotions, and your happiness. It's about knowing that you are enough even when no one else is reaching out. So next time you find yourself waiting for a message that doesn't come, ask yourself, am I living from my own center or am I losing myself in the silence? And remember, the greatest love story you can have is the one you create with yourself. Here's what happens with women who truly embrace this. They rarely face long silences or uncertain waits. Why? Because men can feel that energy, the confidence, the calm, the independence. They sense when a woman isn't desperate for attention, when she won't break down if he doesn't reach out. They know she has a full, meaningful life outside the relationship. Men are naturally drawn to that kind of energy, not out of neediness, but from a place of true wholeness. They can tell when a woman has options, when she isn't emotionally attached, and when she's perfectly fine without them. That kind of presence is magnetic, and it changes the whole dynamic. The real challenge of Stoicism isn't about controlling others, it's about mastering yourself. When you become your own source of peace, happiness, and self-worth, other people's silence stops feeling like a threat. Instead, it becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. But let me be honest, reaching this place takes work. It means facing your fears, insecurities, and habits of emotional dependence. It means building a real, honest relationship with yourself. It's not always easy,
but it's worth every step. This inner work is the foundation of true freedom. When you're no longer dependent on someone else's attention or validation, you reclaim your power. You stop reacting to silence with anxiety or fear. Instead, you respond with calm confidence and self-respect.
Imagine how different your life would feel if you woke up each day grounded in your own strength, no longer controlled by the uncertainty of his messages or his absence. You'd have more peace, more clarity, and more joy, no matter what he does or doesn't do. And here's the beautiful truth. The more you build this inner strength, the more you attract relationships that match it, because energy attracts energy. When you live from your center, you naturally draw people who respect, value, and cherish that strength, people who communicate openly, treat you with kindness, and want to grow with you. So if you're watching this and struggling with his silence, remember, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a chance for you to grow stronger, to focus on what truly matters, you. Use this time wisely. Build your life. Nourish your soul. When you do, you won't just survive the silence, you'll thrive beyond it. Many women ask me, how do I stop caring when he doesn't reach out? And my answer is always the same. It's not about stopping caring. It's about caring more for your own peace than for his attention. It's about creating a life so full, meaningful, and purposeful that his silence can't shake you. It's about having so many sources of joy, connection, and satisfaction that missing one person doesn't leave you empty. What truly excites me is this: when a woman builds this kind of inner strength, it doesn't just change how she relates to men, it transforms everything. Her work life, her friendships, her family relationships, and most importantly, her relationship with herself. Because the same power that helps you stay calm and grounded when he doesn't reach out is the very power that helps you set clear boundaries, speak up for yourself, and choose people who truly support and uplift you. It's a strength that flows through every part of your life, making you unstoppable. This kind of strength comes from knowing your worth and refusing to let anyone else define it for you. It means waking up every day with a sense of purpose that doesn't depend on someone else's actions or approval. It means feeling whole and complete, even when you're alone. And here's the beautiful part. When you live from this place of wholeness, the right people will be naturally drawn to you. People who respect your space, value your time, and match your energy. Because confidence isn't about being loud or demanding attention. It's about quietly owning your life and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. So the next time he doesn't call or goes quiet without explanation, see it as a chance to practice this strength. Use that silence to nurture yourself, grow your dreams, and remind yourself that you are enough, exactly as you are.
This doesn't mean shutting yourself off from love or becoming cold. It means the opposite. It means loving from a place of wholeness, not from emptiness or need. It means giving your best because you have so much to offer, not because you're waiting to get something back. When you reach this place, when you truly live this way, you'll see that the power was inside you all along. You just had to remember it, reclaim it, and decide that you deserve to be loved the right way, by someone who chooses to stay, not by someone you have to convince to stay. And here's the most beautiful part. Once you stand in that power, your whole life changes. You start attracting people who respect and value you naturally, not because you chase them or try to prove yourself. You feel peace instead of anxiety, confidence instead of doubt. Your relationships become healthier, your boundaries stronger, and your happiness independent. You become the kind of woman who doesn't just survive silence, she thrives in it. She uses it as a moment to grow, to reflect, and to reconnect with herself. Silence no longer feels like rejection or punishment.
It becomes a powerful space for self-love and self-discovery. So next time you face silence, remember, it's not about losing someone. It's about finding yourself, your true strength, your true worth, your true peace. And when you do that, nothing and no one can ever take that away from you.